Well, Jays fans, here we are, and I know I told you guys in the Granderson video that I would probably be doing the Josh Donaldson trade video when we figured out who that player to be named later was, but it doesn't sound like we're going to be hearing for quite a while what that's going to be. So, here it is. Josh Donaldson has been traded to the Cleveland Indians in exchange for a player to be named later. Now, when you hear that right there, Jays fans are like, are you kidding me? We didn't even get a guy we know who we're going to get yet. Now, guys, I understand that. I get it. You know, when I first heard it, I'm like, what? Wait, we got basically nothing for Josh Donaldson? But then I'm hearing that's kind of how he plays and how things go over there. So I'm hearing from Ben Nicholson-Smith that that player to be named later is supposed to be pretty good at least. So you know what? It's promising, and the Jays had to trade Josh Donaldson. And guys, I gotta have a heart-to-heart here real quick. Because Jays fans, I know 2015 and 2016 were magical years. It is years that I have never felt before as a Jays fan. Never felt it, never seen it before. Obviously, since I was born in 96, I never got to see 93 and 92. I never got to see those years. And all I saw was miserable teams that were hovering 500. That's all I got to see. So yeah, 2015 and 2016 were very good. But when those trades were made, the future took a big hit. And with contracts and all that situation, with David Price being a rental and Tulowitzki having a massive contract that already at like 30 years old, and Donaldson eventually hitting arbitration, and Bautista getting up there and wanting money, and Edwin wanting money, and all that stuff, the Jays can't pay everybody. It was bound to happen. And guys, also, look, anybody who is mad that the Jays traded Josh Donaldson is a lunatic. Because those people are probably the same people that want to see Vladimir Guerrero Jr. up here in September. Problem is, guys, they both play third base. We all want Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to be on this team for years and years and years to come. But there's no need to bring him up this year. So the fact that you trade Josh Donaldson, you needed to get it done. And the thing that frustrated me about what Josh Donaldson how this whole situation went down, he had to open his mouth about management. Look, I know there's been some shaky moves when it comes to Shapiro and Atkins, and everybody hates them because they replaced Alex Anthopoulos, which they got replaced and put into a miserable situation. But what I don't get is why he opens his mouth and starts talking that stuff right before he's about to get traded. You've been injured the entire season. I don't get it. That's my opinion on that. And the Jays, look, if they traded Josh Donaldson at the trade deadline last year, which I personally think they should have done, or waited till the winter and traded him then, because you could get pretty decent value for, because then those teams have a full year with him. But instead, you wait till the August 31st deadline, the last possible time to trade Josh Donaldson. The reason being you couldn't trade him at the July 31st deadline is because he was injured. And guys, the Jays took a risk going into 2018 with Josh Donaldson on this team. They wanted him to perform. They wanted to do that and possibly move him at the deadline with good value. But instead, he gets injured, and you get him for possibly the least amount you could possibly do. Look, you can't blame Shapiro and Atkins for him getting injured and for them basically getting nothing for him. That's not on management. That's not even on Josh Donaldson. That's just injury. It's bad luck. Now, if that player to be named later comes out to be very, very good, then, we won't be talking too much, right? But the trading of Josh Donaldson, it just feels really weird. And what we're gonna do real quick, guys, we're gonna go through top 5 Josh Donaldson moments, and there's quite a few. But to pick the top 5, I think there's some, and I think you gotta. I'm not putting it in any specific order, but I think you gotta put one of them as I think it was a 3-run shot against the Chicago White Sox in 2015 to walk it off of David Robertson. That was a big one. That was such a great one. Another one Him being Superman and diving into the seats down at Tropicana Field to keep Marco Estrada's no-hitter going at the time. Obviously, the Donaldson Dash in the ALDS against the Texas Rangers. Those are moments right there that you kind of look at and are like, that is what signifies Josh Donaldson. Hard work and just hustle. You know? And of course, you know, another one you could say is Josh Donaldson walking off the Tampa Bay Rays in the final game of the 2015 season, the regular season, just kind of capping off what was a ridiculous run that it was. You know, I mean, you could keep going. I mean, you could keep going and going and going about amazing games Josh Donaldson has done. You could say the one where there was, all the barehanded plays that he's made. The one play, I think it was in 2015 as well, where there was a shallow fly ball to Jason Kipnis at second base against the Indians. But Donaldson tags up from third and goes home and slides around the tag. Huge run in that game. I think R.A. Dickey goes a complete game in that one. I can't even remember that. I can't believe I remember that. You know, there's so many amazing moments from Josh Donaldson's career as a Blue Jay. But the way it ended was terrible. But that's no fault of anybody except for his body. And he can't do anything about that, really. I mean, that's just the way it is. Does it suck Jays fans to lose Josh Donaldson? Period? Yes. Because it's Josh Donaldson and the name and the history that he has given this team. But the direction of this Blue Jays team in 2019 and beyond, and even the rest of this season, Josh Donaldson is not a part of the future. He never was. And anybody saying, well, of course he was. Well, then what are you going to do with Vladdy Guerrero Jr.? He's your third baseman. You going to platoon? You going to move Josh? No. And what, you going to pay Josh Donaldson? No. It's the way it goes, guys. Does it hurt? Yeah. Is it going to hurt to play him next week against Cleveland at Rogers Center? Oh, you're darn right it is. And I'm very intrigued to see what the reception is going to be. For the most part, I think it's going to be good. But it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens in that ball game. But you know what? Hey, you know what? All the power to Josh Donaldson in his time in Cleveland and in the future years of his career. He is going to be playing with Edwin Encarnacion. And, of course, everyone's going to say Shapiro and Atkins traded him to their old team, all that great stuff. And it's just, yeah, guys, it's just tough to swallow right now. And I understand that. I get it. But we got to find a way to move on. We moved on from Edwin. It took quite a while, and some people are still, hanging on for dear life to him. But it's been 2 years almost. It's done. The time with Edwin is over. Josh Donaldson, once he leaves Cleveland and goes to a different team, I'm hoping it's in the National League, because if that's the case, we don't have to see him too much. We don't have to be upset too much, because we'll have Vladdy Jr. in that spot, and no one will be complaining after this season when you see Vladdy in Josh Donaldson's replacement spot. That's what we expected. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the Josh Donaldson, career as a Blue Jay, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys, your fondest moments of JD in his time as a Toronto Blue Jay. Give me your top 5 Josh Donaldson moments in the comments. And before I say what we're doing next and when I'll talk to you guys next, I just want to say, I know he's not watching this, but I'm just going to say it anyways. Josh, thank you for all the amazing moments you have given this Jays franchise. I mean, for all the young Blue Jay fans out there, even including myself, it's been a ride. It's been a lot of fun these last, 4 years, 3.5 years, whatever you want to call it. It's been a ride, man, and all the power to you moving forward into Cleveland. Hopefully you get a World Series under your belt, because he deserves it, and that's that, guys. So, with that being said, Twitter is down below, guys. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And Evan and I will talk to you guys. It'll be Wednesday podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow after, I guess I'm not sure exactly when that'll be uploaded tomorrow, guys. But the game is tomorrow, 1:10 first pitch down there in Miami, the finale of the 3-game set against the Marlins. The Jays look for the series win. Sean Reid-Foley gets his 3rd big league start. He was one of the 3 September call-ups as of right now. And he's taking on Pablo Lopez of the Marlins. Sean Reid-Foley looks for the good start and his first big league victory. And the Jays look for the series win. I'll talk to you guys then.